What's your view on OnlyFans? Empowering, controversial, neutral, a mix of both? Well, I asked this exact question on Instagram, and let me tell you, the results were pretty interesting. Only 3% said that it's empowering, which is basically no one. And then a massive 61% said that it's controversial. Whether it's about the stigma attached to the platform or its effects on relationships, or maybe just the general discomfort over monetizing intimacy, it just seems like a lot of people are just not on board. Another 16% decided to stay neutral, and then we've got 20% that said it's a mix of both problematic but also empowering. So what does this all say about how we view platforms like OnlyFans? Some people see it as a way for creators to reclaim agency over their bodies and also their income. Others see it as a controversial gray area that raises questions about exploitation, morality, and societal standards. And others just don't even know what to think. This video was sparked by 3 things that I saw that honestly left me speechless. First, I saw that Karina Koff made a jaw-dropping $67 million on OnlyFans in only 3 years. Then Sophie Rain came along and blew my mind even more because she made $43 million off of OnlyFans in just 1 year. And as if that wasn't enough, we had OnlyFans creator Lily Phillps, who slept with 100 men in 1 day for content.
What did he say?
I'm not making this up. At that point, I knew I just had to come down and make this video because the way that this platform is shaping pop culture and pushing boundaries is absolutely wild. So we have a lot to talk about in today's video, so let's just get into it. Yeah. Part 1. What is OnlyFans? So this section will cover the website, how it operates, and its most popular creators. Because before we talk about how problematic OnlyFans is, or maybe isn't, it makes sense to understand what it is, so let's get into it, yeah. OF is the short form for OnlyFans, so I'm gonna use these 2 terms interchangeably, but they mean the same thing. Just wanted to let y'all know. So yeah, you may already know about OF. The platform is pretty popular. I would say it got its popularity in like 2020 when we had the lockdown orders, we had to stay home. So everyone was trying to find new ways to make money, and also they were finding new ways to connect with people online. So I feel like in 2020, that's when OF started to really pop off. So maybe you heard about this platform on TikTok where maybe you saw some woman giving tips on how to get started on OnlyFans, or they're telling you how much money they made on the platform. Or maybe you were on Instagram stalking a really beautiful lady's page and it looked like she just had endless supply of money, and then you saw a link in her bio, you clicked on it, and then it said OnlyFans. So maybe that's how you found out about OnlyFans. Or maybe you are already on the platform. No judgment. Maybe you're on the platform already, or you're thinking of starting one. Like, either way, what I'm trying to say is that the platform is quite popular, and I'm sure you have heard about it at least once by now. So at its core, OnlyFans is a subscription-based platform where creators can post exclusive content for their fans. Think of it as like Patreon, but without the same family-friendly vibe. And since we're talking about Patreon, I might as well plug mine in too, because why not? I'll leave mine linked down below because I do use it quite a bit, but I post myself there fully clothed, so don't subscribe if you're expecting something else. You're gonna get a fully clothed NK, period. So creators on OS at a monthly price, usually from like $5 to $50, and fans, who are also known as subscribers, they pay for access every single month until they cancel. The lowest a creator can charge is $4.99 per month, and the highest is $50 per month. But the average subscription cost is $7.21. But most creators on the platform do charge less. They charge around $5 to $10, and it's not too cheap, but like it's a good spot where you're not scaring away subscribers, but you're still getting a pretty good income. So yeah, that's like the sweet spot. In fact, the American rapper Cardi B, she has OnlyFans. I don't know if she still uses it, but I know she did create one in 2021, and she charges $4.99 per month, which is kind of shocking because I thought she was going to charge more just because of her celebrity status. She actually started her account to promote her song WAP that she made with Megan Thee Stallion. You know that song WAP, you know, it was all over TikTok. It was an interesting time in pop culture. WAP was very popular during 2020, the panini. So I guess to promote it even further, she created her OnlyFans account. She said that she was not going to post any nudity though. Like it was just going to be the behind the scenes of the song WAP, and also for her fans to feel closer to her because she'll be talking to them directly. Either way, she is still one of OnlyFans' most successful creators because in 2022, she pulled in $46 million that year, which is crazy, but it's definitely due to her popularity. She was already very popular. So of course her fans were interested and wanted to see the behind the scenes of her life and whatever. And I also want to mention as well, because she is so popular, she was able to make that much money and not have to go completely nude, which is not the case for everyone. So just keep that in mind as we go throughout this video. But it's safe to say that Cardi B got a lot of money. That's why she has a song called Money, because she has a lot of it. This doesn't even include like brand deals, performances, her music. Like, how else do they make money? Like, you know, other things too, like other business like ventures and stuff. But yeah, she got a lot of money. Sis could retire today, but she doesn't want to. On OnlyFans, you can post whatever type of content you want to post. You can post fitness tips, cooking tutorials, how to do your makeup, how to do your hair, maybe fashion tips. But if we're being honest, the most popular content is the explicit ones. All of the top earners, they were posting explicit stuff. So that's the tea. And there's definitely many reasons for that. One reason I will say is that because, you know, with cooking, fitness tips, makeup tutorials, or hair stuff, or skincare, like you can find that content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can find it anywhere. But for the explicit content, you gotta go to like, I mean, you can get that for free though. You can still get explicit content for free, don't get me wrong. But I guess people are just more willing to pay for explicit content because they can customize it and like get it personalized to themselves. Some people really prioritize their sexual needs, so that's why they pay for it. And there's nothing wrong with paying for it, but we're just gonna get into like how complex this conversation is, because it is. And I'm sure fitness routines and cooking tutorials are still profitable on OnlyFans. However, I feel like you have to have a really strong and loyal fan base first to be able to convert them into subscribers on OnlyFans. Because if you're just gonna start off as a cooking page on OnlyFans, I think that will be a little bit harder to promote, because you're really gonna have to sell yourself to be like, hey, I'm like this good, so this is why you should subscribe to my OnlyFans. Because girl, I would literally just go on YouTube and search up how to cook something. I'm not gonna pay to learn how to cook. So subscription income is usually great for OF creators, but the big bucks come from the pay-per-view content, which is also known as PPV. And this is especially true for the top creators because this is where the bulk of their income comes from. Pay-per-view content is, as the name suggests, where creators can create content that needs to be paid for to be unlocked. So even if you pay the monthly fee to a creator to see their content, you still have to pay for a specific photo if they lock it. Bundles of 3 to 5 photos usually sell for $5 to $10. Then for videos, it depends because videos can be long, short, or whatever. Also depends how specific the client wants the video. Solo content usually goes for $3 to $5 per minute, which is actually pretty crazy when you think about it, because isn't like minimum wage like what, $15 I think? Imagine we were getting paid $3 per minute to work. That'd be nice. That'd be like what, 180 I think? Yeah, that would actually be really nice, but unfortunately that's not the case. But I also saw some sources that said that a 10-minute video could easily fetch for $30 or more. So I think it just really depends on how long the video is, the quality, the creator themselves. So yeah, but the most expensive pay-per-view content is the customized ones. Subscribers can request custom videos, which a lot of them do, especially with the ones with money. They got their money. And people pay hundreds for customized content. This customized content could be anything like saying their name. Maybe they want you to do like a specific pose. They want you to act a scene for them or do some role play for them. Like, yeah, basically people want to see their fantasy in their head be played out in real life. So that's why they're willing to pay a lot of money to see it. Although on OnlyFans, $200 is the cap for customized content. Hey, it's just editing NK popping in real quick just to say that I'm kind of confused about the pay-per-view content. I've seen some sources that say that the pay-per-view content, the cap is $50. Then I see other sources that say that you can make a video that's 20 minutes long and you can charge over $75. So I am kind of confused. I do know that tipping is capped at $100. Anyone knows the answer to this question? Because now I'm confused. Is there a cap for the pay-per-view content or not? So if you know the answer, please let us know in the comments down below. If you use the platform, just let us know. Yeah, I just thought I would clear that up. So back to the video. So as you can see, customized content is definitely profitable. Like, I'm sure these ladies create more than just 10 customized videos per month, because creating these customized videos can easily double or triple their subscription income. But of course, let's remember that not everyone can just charge $200 for every customized video, and it's probably reserved for the top creators. I don't think just like a newcomer or a newbie can just come into the scene and start charging $200 per content. But I don't really know. I never been on this platform ever before in my life, so I've never actually seen the content and stuff, but this is what I've researched. The platform markets itself as a way for creators to take control of their income and be their own boss. There's no advertisers, no middleman, just you and your fans. And honestly, this this is a pretty genius business model just because we are always told, especially during 2020 when we had the lockdown and stuff, people were telling us to do better. You have all the time in the world right now. Everyone's at home. You're not missing out on anything. Just start working. Go crazy. Go ham. They made you feel so bad if you are not productive during the panini. So having a platform that markets itself as a way to help you make more money and also you can be your own boss was probably very appealing to a lot of people. And that's why it is popular to this day. And in theory, it does sound pretty empowering. You're your own boss, you make your own rates, and you get to create your content from the comfort of your home, or maybe you rent out a studio and you're making money directly from your content. You can choose what you want to do. So for a lot of people, it seems like a dream gig. It seems like heaven. We're in heaven.
Embarrassing.
And it definitely does feel like heaven when you see all of these articles saying that so-and-so made $1 million in just 24 hours on the platform OnlyFans. And it makes you think like, why the hell am I working this 9-to-5 job when I can just go show a little booty and Tia Tamaras and boom, I'll make $1 million. Like, it's very tempting. Like, I won't even lie. I can't tell you how many times I thought about that. I was like, damn, y'all out here making $1 million per month? Sign me up. Let me just do it for a month, get a quick little milli and dip. But like, obviously that was just never the case because that's just not who I am. But especially in university and college is just a stressful time. You're trying to figure out your life, try to get your shit together. You're trying to, make money. You're trying to work part-time or do an internship or whatever. And I was struggling because I was in university, I had an internship, and on top of that, I also had my part-time job, which I hated with the passion. Like, girl, I don't care. I think some of my old coworkers watch my videos. I don't know, but hopefully you're the ones that I liked. But anyways, I really did not like my job at all. And I was miserable like every day going into work because I just really hated them. And school itself is already quite expensive. So you're just kind of like in an area of your life where, you're trying to work on your goals, you're trying to reach your goals, but like having extra cash would have been very, very helpful. So a lot of people can succumb to the pressure, get a sugar daddy or join OnlyFans or do whatever to try to get extra money. And it's just because like literally like university, college area, it's just like a hard time because like you're broke. I was like, yo, should I just join OnlyFans? Because what the heck? Y'all out here making $1 million a day? Like, sign me up. $1 million. But yeah, I won't even lie. My university days was definitely one of the most ghettoest times of my life. It's just like frustrating because it gets to a point where you just want to start working and just start making money because school is just like, brother. And it would also be really annoying too when I would scroll on my phone. And I know they say not to compare yourself to other people, but like I feel like when you're at a low point in your life and you're just like not feeling it, it's definitely easy and it's tempting to compare yourself to other people. So I would see people my age like traveling, spending all this money, being in like luxurious cars or just, having like simple things like having a car or having nice clothes or whatever. Like I would see that and I'm like, how the hell are y'all affording this? There was this one girl who me and my friend would always talk about because we were just so fascinated and just so curious about her because we're like, girl, what the heck?
But what the hell, boy?
Because A, she was 19 years old. She already had a BBL, so that's already that. And I kid you not, every month this girl was traveling. She was out of the country. It literally was not no regular traveling. It was like some bougie ass traveling because she was in penthouses. She was in like nice cars. She was on private like resorts. She was on private like yachts and stuff. And obviously like social media can be fake. You can be, just flexing and the whole time like you're not actually like there. And by the way, my friend knew her better. Like he wasn't friends with her, but he knew like her pretty well. More like acquaintances. But I didn't know her like personally. But we were nosy AF and also we're low-key FBI agents because honestly, if you want to find something out, we can investigate and do a little 1-2-1-2. So anyways, we found out that she was with the rich Dubai guy. Then on top of that, we do suspect that they were scamming. Both of them were probably doing some scamming and things. So we're like, yeah, that's what it's giving. And on top of that, we thought that she was selling her cooch to rich men. And because the amount of money that she was pulling in just didn't make sense. And who knows, maybe she did have an OnlyFans. But what I'm trying to say is that I just was not happy with how my life was going and the temptation was really there. But I'll be honest though, like there was never actually a really strong urge to join the platform because I knew deep down I can't do that. That's not something that I'm willing to do. The only thing that I actually contemplated was selling feet pics because I'm like, who the hell gonna know that's my feet? Like they're not gonna know it's my feet. Like my feet are just normal feet. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, let me just sell feet pictures, like $200 for a feet picture, period. But hey, I'm not hating on the woman who posts on this platform because sometimes it's your last option. Things are expensive, bills need to be paid, life is expensive, the economy is garbage. So I do understand like, hey, getting that extra money and getting it also from the comfort of your home sounds very, very appealing. And also clearly there is a demand for this type of content because that explains explains why these women have been able to make millions in a short period of time by using OnlyFans. But let's be real for a second. OnlyFans isn't just selling content, it's selling a fantasy. The idea that anyone can just make it big by posting the right photos or videos is cap. But this fantasy has hooked an entire generation of young women, promising fast money and financial independence, and to be their own boss. But here's where things start to unravel. Despite the glamorous success stories, the platform does have a darker side. OnlyFans is tied to adult content in a way that makes it almost impossible to separate the two. And with that comes serious risks, such as privacy leaks, mental health struggles, and the fact that it's not as easy as everyone makes it seem to actually succeed. But we'll get into that. Right now, let's talk about the insane earnings that some of these top creators on OnlyFans have made. So let's get into the next section. Part 2, OnlyFans to millions, the allure of easy money. In this section, we will talk about famous creators who have made an insane amount of money on the platform. Specifically, we will focus on Karina Koff, who made headlines for retiring from OnlyFans after making $63 million in 3 years. And also Sophie Rain, who supposedly made $43 million in just 1 year on the platform. It's insane, but let's get into it. Yeah. The most tempting thing about OnlyFans is the financial opportunities. Let's keep it a stack. And that's literally the only reason why there's so much creators on the platform in the first place. Many times I've seen a lot of creators, a lot of women, they share how much money they make on OnlyFans. And my jaw is always on the ground because it's just so crazy. Like the numbers are just insane to the point where I'm kind of getting numb to these large sum of numbers. I also think because people on social media love to flex their wealth and material things. So because we see this all the time, it warps our understanding of how much money this really is. When you hear millions of dollars, it's easy to shrug it off, but let's be real. This is the type of wealth that most people will not see in their lifetime. And what's even crazier is the fact that these women are earning this type of life-changing money on a platform that literally did not exist even a decade ago. And this level of financial success that these ladies are achieving, it feels untouchable, yet they also make it look so effortlessly that you think that you can do it as well, as long as you're pretty enough and got a camera and lights. Bad Baby has been a top earner on OF for a hot minute now, and when she joined the platform, it caused a lot of controversy because she literally just turned 18, then boom, she joined the platform and already made millions of dollars within her first 24 hours on the platform. She first skyrocketed to fame on Dr. Phil, where she used her infamous phrase, you know, catch me outside, how about that? And that became a cultural phenomenon for the time. So from there, she just capitalized on her viral success by growing her social media presence and eventually joining OnlyFans in April 2021. And the result? Sis made $52 million her first year on the platform. And it's just so weird and nasty and just like, as soon as she turned 18, people were waiting for her to join the platform. Like, it just feels wrong. Good for her for monetizing herself and being able to capitalize on her fame. Now she doesn't have to work a day in her life anymore, but at what cost? And Bad Baby primarily shares X-rated content on her page where her subscribers pay $23.99 per month to access it. And with over 16 million followers, her monthly earnings sit at an estimated 4.3 million. Yeah, so like over 4 million per month is what she was pulling in. Do you not see how crazy that is? Like, WTF? It wouldn't be one thing to make $4 million a year off of OF, which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but the fact that she was making $4 million per month, well, actually over $4 million, I would retire. Like, honestly, after 1 month, I would have been like, I'm good. Because when you hear all these crazy numbers, it'd be tempting you. It's like, yo, like, let me set aside my pride and join this damn app because the money is insane. Because if I had it in me, I would join, retire after a year, go move somewhere nice where there's no snow, a nice little house, and just vibe for the rest of my life. When you hear OnlyFans, you hear money signs. Because whenever we're being told about this platform, we are being told about the women who are making the most amount of money, who are making millions every single month. But the tea is that most of them are already famous, so they don't have to do that much work to even get those subscribers in the first place. They rely on their popularity. If you're, regular degular Sally, no shade to Sally's out there, but if you're like regular degular Sally and you're trying to build your OnlyFans, it's gonna be a little bit harder because we don't know who you are, and you're gonna have to really sell yourself to get people to want to subscribe to your account in the first place. The reality for the average creator on the platform is very different from what we're seeing being reported online to us 24/7. Most creators on the platform make about $150 to $180 per month, which equals to like $2,000 per year. That is not sustainable at all. You're not going to see the type of money that these top creators are making. Your earnings will be very different from what we see being reported online, such as the earnings of Karina Koff and Sophie Rain, who are the two ladies that inspired today's video. So Karina Koff is a popular social media influencer and content creator, known for her presence on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. She first gained widespread attention as a member of the Vlog Squad, which was a group of influencers. I don't know if they still exist to this day. I'm assuming they do. I don't know. But basically, they were a group of influencers and content creators led by David Dobrik. So Karina initially gained popularity on platforms like Instagram and YouTube, where she posted lifestyle content, vlogs, and comedic skits. But despite facing controversies within the Vlog Squad later on, Karina's early exposure to David Dobrik's massive following laid the foundation for her eventual success. And as of June 2023, she still remains active on Twitch, and also in 2023, she announced that she would also be streaming on Kick, which is another popular streaming platform. But the real money did not come until 2021 when Karina joined OnlyFans. She found massive success on that platform. Her OnlyFans content includes a mix of more personal and often suggestive content, which helped her attract a dedicated fan base. So her transition into OnlyFans brought her even more fame, with some reports claiming that she earned millions in just her first year. In fact, the YouTuber David Dobrik, who helped her with her early success, he once revealed a monthly breakdown of her OnlyFans earnings from June 2021 to February 2022, showing that she surpassed 1 million 5 times. Even in her lowest earning month, during that period, she still pulled in over $600,000. People don't even see that type of money in a year, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. She's pulling that in just 1 month. It's insane. By 2023, it was reported that her net worth was around $12 million, and a significant portion of it is because of OnlyFans. Her ability to turn her looks and popularity into a digital empire is a testament to how powerful online platforms can be when they're used strategically. Her journey from YouTube to Twitch and ultimately OnlyFans shows how she capitalized on her existing fan base and leveraged it to create an income stream that most people could only dream of. When it was reported that Karina made almost $70 million in 3 years, I was honestly speechless. But I'm used to this. I'm used to big numbers being thrown around on social media so easily. And it's not just that she's earning massive amounts, it's the fact that her earnings have become so normalized to the point where they feel like they're the new standard. Even though $70 million is something that a lot of us are not gonna see in our lifetime, but it just feels so normalized, and I just think it's because of social media. Only the big shocking numbers are what's being reported to us. However, don't hop into OnlyFans expecting to make money like Karina, because apparently only 300 creators on the platform make $1 million or more per year. And there are over 4 million creators on the platform, one of them being Miss Sophie Rain. Sophie Rain has carved out a unique and interesting lane for herself, being an OnlyFans creator while also embracing her Christianity. At just 20 years old, she has turned a tumultuous start into a multi-million-dollar career. Sophie has no shame in how she's built her empire, and she stated that she's not here to prove anything to anyone. Okay, girl. So she made headlines recently after sharing her income on X, which I always call Twitter, by the way. Anyway, so she shared her income on the platform, and she was saying that she was thankful while she was shutting down any doubters. So when someone questioned if she could even call herself a model, she fired back, "You can call me whatever you want. I'll be laughing my way to the bank." Like, maybe she has a lot of bills to pay, a lot of people to pay, so that's why she's still doing it. But as I've said before, like, if I'm seeing $43 million in 1 year, I'm gonna retire. Like, that's literally so much money. I don't know her financial situation, I don't know, but that's just me. You can't convince me, like, there's no way that women actually want to make this type of content for men, to objectify themselves for men. Like, deep down, you can't convince me any woman actually wants to do it. The money is definitely the core reason why. So if we take out the money, of course they're not going to want to do it, because who would want to objectify themselves for hundreds, thousands, or even millions of people? But I'm going to talk about that more in the next section of this video. But it doesn't seem that Sophie's unbothered attitude is just for show. Like, she seems like she's actually unbothered. In an exclusive interview, she She said that the online hate does not faze her. In fact, it actually drives her to do better. So she said, the hate motivates me to keep on growing and doing my thing. They're mad for no reason. They don't even know me. That's true. We do not know her. We just know her by the content that she does. So a lot of people are definitely going to judge her for what she does. But for every hater that she has, there is someone who is rooting for her, someone who has a lot of money. And they show their support in very massive ways. For example, a man named Charles is one of her biggest fans. He has nearly tipped her $5 million over the past year. Yeah. While Sophie does not know Charles personally, they have chatted a few times. This man gave $5 million, almost $5 million, to Sophie in a year. And he's never met her. Well, obviously she does not need to meet him, of course, because that's not how OnlyFans works. But I'm just saying, like, you must have a lot of money just to throw away. I mean, like, if you gonna spend it, period. Like, if I was her, I would take it too. But I'm just saying, like, you are giving $5 million for a parasocial relationship. But I really wonder who this Charles guy is. Of course, his identity will stay anonymous, but like, is he a CEO of some company? Is he super rich? Does he come from a rich family? Or is he just using his life savings to spend on her? Or maybe he's using his retirement money to spend on her. Like, don't you got bills to pay, Charles? But I also wonder too if Charles has a wife, has a family, has kids or whatever, because I remember on TikTok, I saw this podcast and they were talking about how this woman caught her husband spending $500 of their money because they combine their money. So he spends $500 of their money on OnlyFans without her knowing. So I just wonder if Charles is in the same boat, if he has a wife and he's out here spending this much money on this young lady, Sophie. No, but honestly, if my husband did that, if he spent $500 on OnlyFans, I'm giving you those divorce papers. Like, you gonna get it in 2.5 seconds, because no, not on my watch. Not on my watch. Also, Sophie knows that some of her fans are older, but she does avoid trying to ask their actual age. But she said that sometimes it feels like she's talking to a grandparent. So yeah, I'm sure there's people who are very old that are paying for her OnlyFans. I don't doubt that at all. But behind the scenes, Sophie does seem to have a strong support system, and that has probably helped her continue her career. But she's being backed by her friends and family and even cousins too, because some of her cousins are actually on OnlyFans already. So it's a family affair. However, things did not start so smoothly because initially when she joined the platform, her parents did not know. She kept it a secret from them. But when they found out, they definitely were not thrilled. But Sophie, she stood her ground and she was like, hey, like, this is what I'm gonna do. Support me or don't support me, but I'm still your child. And eventually her parents started supporting her. And that's good for her, because my parents would have kicked me out. They'd been like, oh, so you doing this? Boom, kicked out, disowned. But before OnlyFans, Sophie worked at a restaurant for minimum wage. But as her account started to take off, her boss ended up firing her, which to me doesn't really make any sense, because how does her having OnlyFans affect the business? Actually, I guess maybe it could. Like, if people go into the store and start recognizing her and stuff, maybe. But hey, it doesn't matter, because when she got fired, she was able to focus full time on OnlyFans and get $43 million in just 1 year. As I said before, what sets Sophie apart is the fact that she balances her faith with her career. Growing up with poor, devout Christian parents, she still checks in on her church's online services and says that her work does not conflict with her beliefs. So she has said, "The Lord's very forgiving. If it wasn't meant for me, I wouldn't be here." This statement has caused quite a bit of controversy because people are telling her to keep religion out of it. Whatever she wants to do, cool. If you want to do OnlyFans, go do it, but keep religion out of it. Don't tell people that God put you on this earth to do OnlyFans. One thing I will say though is that I do feel like she's bringing up her religion as a kink. Like, maybe she actually is Christian and it's an important part of her life, but I do feel like she's bringing it up because it's gonna appeal to more people. Some people find the idea of a religious woman as sexually appealing. As a woman who is, let's say, quiet, young, petite, reserved, modest, they find that attractive. Like, that's their kink. It is a common trope in the media and it does turn people on. I could be wrong, but I do feel like she brings it up to make herself more appealing to more people. And I also remember too, I don't know if this was a TikTok video or I just had this conversation with a friend, but she sent me this video and basically this girl was saying that her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend or whatever, he had like a fantasy of sleeping with the woman who wears a hijab and like taking it off like in the act. So yeah, there's definitely different types of kinks out there. And I do feel like Sophie is mentioning her faith a lot just to appeal to more people. And on top of that, she has said that she is a virgin despite doing OnlyFans. Do what you want with that information. I'm not gonna speculate if she is one or not one, but I will say again that she is saying this to add to her appeal. Men are weird. They like pure women. They like to be the one to take a girl's V card. Like, it's just weird, but I've seen it. Sis already looks quite young. Like, I saw some comments on Twitter. People were saying that she's only popular because she looks like she's a teenager. She is 20 years old, so she is young, and she does look young. I definitely do believe that her looking like a teenager does add to her appeal. Because on top of that, when she said that she, has never slept with anyone before, I remember reading this article that said that she's being offered a lot of money to lose her V card online. I don't know how much money they were offering her, but probably a lot. If she made $43 million in 1 year, I think she's gonna only accept a very, very high amount. So who knows how much money she's gonna make this year. I mean, the year is basically already done. Like, damn, aren't you crazy? Not us almost being in January in 2025. What the heck? Happy New Year if you're watching it in the new year. But yeah, I feel like she probably has doubled her earnings this year, if not maybe tripled it, or at least I feel like it's grown because she definitely has become more popular now. I feel like more people have definitely subscribed to her. And for Sophie, her motivation is simple. She said that I watched my parents struggle growing up, living paycheck to paycheck, and all I wanted to do was change that. Now I can. Money runs the world. Money makes the world move, you know what I'm saying? So I am not surprised, but I just wanted to get y'all's opinion, so this is what I asked on Instagram. Is the financial potential of OnlyFans worth the risk? So 4% said yes, the financial rewards outweigh. 47% said no, mental and emotional toll is too high. Then 43% said depends on individual circumstances. Then 6% said I'm not sure. So the overwhelming takeaway is that a lot of you do recognize the financial benefits of creating an OnlyFans account, but you realize that the risk just outweigh the cost. Whether it's your mental health, your privacy, social stigma, all of those things are too important for you guys to ignore it and to create an OnlyFans account. And that gray area between the yes and the no is what makes this topic so fascinating, because it's not just about the money. It's about what people are willing to trade off for it. How much is your peace of mind worth? How much do you value being able to walk through life without any labels or judgment attached to your name? And do you care if people never see you as a human again, if they only see you as an object? Those are really important questions to ask because it's really just not about the money. But thank you so much for participating in this poll question. I have more coming up, so don't you go nowhere, and let's keep going with this video. So I've talked about a lot of big numbers in this section of today's video, and it even got me questioning why I don't have my OnlyFans set up yet. I'm joking, Jill, I'm joking. But remember what I said before, that there's over 4 million creators on OnlyFans, yet only 300 of them make a significant amount of money, which is 1 million or more. That's a very small number, meaning that you have a very, very small chance of being one of the creators who pops off and is able to make millions of dollars in just a year. The average creator literally makes $150 per month. You cannot live off of that. Even if you do make life-changing money on the platform, I have to ask, don't try to fight me, but is it worth the mental, physical, and emotional stress that it's gonna cause you? Because when you start to self-objectify yourself, you realize people are not gonna see you as a human anymore. They're gonna mostly see you as an object of desire, or just like an object to get them off, to turn them on. Is that something that you're okay with doing? I'm gonna talk about this more in the next section of this video, and I'm gonna use Lily Phillps as an example. So let's keep going. Part 3, the problem with OnlyFans. There's a lot of problems with this platform, but I'm going to go through my biggest issues with it. So I'm going to keep this section nice and short. So let's just get into it. Yeah. Okay. So before we start this section, I wanted to ask you guys a question on Instagram at NKsWorld with 2 Ds. This is my question. Is it ethical to profit from explicit content even if it's consensual? So the responses were surprisingly mixed. So let's see what you guys had to say. 28% of you guys said yes, that as long as everyone is of legal age and they're consenting, that everything is Gucci. On the flip side, 23% said it's degrading and it's harmful, so no. But then here is when it gets interesting. 46% of you guys landed in the middle, saying that there's no easy answer. And then we have 3% who said that you guys do not have a strong opinion at all. So what is clear is that this is not a black and white issue for most people. It's one of those topics that taps into our personal values, our views on consent, and even how we think explicit content impacts society as a whole. whole. The split in these results is exactly why I wanted to make this video, because it's a very interesting topic and clearly we have a lot of different opinions on it. I wanted to unpack why these conversations surrounding OnlyFans, explicit content, and morality are so divisive. And speaking of that, an old friend from high school swiped up to my story, so I wanted to read what she said. If everyone is of legal age and consenting and is aware of the potential consequences and is in a well mental state, why the not? People who call it degrading are clouded by their personal vendetta and opinion. It can be degrading for you, but that doesn't mean it's degrading for others. My body, my choice. If I didn't work with kids, 1000% that would be my side hustle, no doubt about it. Also degrading, when I was dumped and I went through my said in a self-empowering voice, SLUT phase, posting myself in lingerie hyped me the up and gave me confidence. I don't regret that shit at all. I should have made money off the way I shook my ass for these Snapchat men. I found that a little bit funny. And I definitely do see her point of view. Some people really don't care. They're like, yeah, I'ma shake my booty, I'ma show this, I'ma show that, I'ma do whatever. And as long as I'm getting to the bag, I don't care. Let me play the system. Let me play the game. There's many ways that people play the game. I play the game in different ways too. Not to the extent of creating an OnlyFans account, but when I go out, when I film videos, you know, I try to look nice, presentable, make myself look cute, and lean into my advantages. An advantage of being a young, pretty lady is that a lot of people find you attractive. People your age find you attractive, and also older men find you attractive. And that's usually what sells. I understand that we all play the game in different ways, and I'm not trying to hate directly on the women who choose to do OnlyFans, but just the message that is sent overall, I don't like. As I said, like a lot of y'all, a lot of them are not making that much money on the platform anyways. You have to be really lucky, already famous, or just, yeah, be really lucky to make a lot of money that's actually life-changing, because all of the effort that goes into it, just getting your body ready mentally and just getting ready to perform for these men, to put on a show for them, and to be only seen as an object by them. I think that's what I'm more concerned about. If you are not new to this channel, you should already know my stance on the overt sexuality out there. I'm not saying to cover up and close your legs, whatever. I just think that these conversations need to be had because it's easier said than done. I just feel like it's something that most people may look back on and regret deeply, and that's why I don't recommend it and I would not promote it. And it's one thing to be making the content in the comfort of your own home just by yourself, but what happens when you have to include other people? I remember there was this one adult star who was spreading, I think it was herpes, spreading herpes to different women that he was interacting with. I think he's out of the industry now because he has been called out for spreading herpes, but there's so much risk that come with it. Speaking of this segues into Lily Phillps, who is an OnlyFans creator who decided to sleep with 100 men in one day for her content. So this experience was documented in the YouTube video, I slept with 100 men in one day. So my friend sent me the video because I was already making an OnlyFans video before the video even dropped. And honestly, just watching the whole video made me sad. It was a really good documentary too though, so I recommend you watching it if you're interested, but it just made me sad, especially towards the end of it. And this is like a more extreme side of OnlyFans. It's one thing to do the content by yourself in your house, whatever, so you're more safer that way, but to invite 100 strangers to your body for content, I don't think she thought this one through. I don't normally tear up when I watch videos like that. Well, not like I watch documentaries of women sleeping with 100 men in one day anyways, but you know what I mean. But I don't normally like get emotional, but I definitely teared up a little bit towards the end when she was recapping her experience after she slept with 100 men. Throughout the documentary, like in the beginning, she expressed a lot of enthusiasm and she was really excited and she wanted to do this because she said it's her fantasy, that she likes the act of sleeping with men and she finds it very fun. But personally, I don't believe it. I just can't believe it. In what world would a woman want to sleep with 100 men in just one day? The act of sleeping with someone or whatever, it's usually more pleasurable for men over women. They enjoy it more. They finish first or whatever. That's pretty common knowledge. So why would she want to do that over and over and over again, back to back for 24 hours straight? No. I feel like it's more for a publicity stunt. Maybe it's for attention, whatever. Maybe it's a way to grow her OnlyFans, but I didn't believe for a second that she actually wanted to do this. Honestly, I doubt she even finished once with any other guys. And the act of sleeping with someone is just not only a physical thing, but a mental thing, an emotional thing. Some people are able to turn off their emotions when it comes to it, but for the most part, I feel like deep down, it's such an intimate act. And to do something like this, I don't believe it's good for your mental, your emotional, and definitely physical health for sure. I'll just explain that video a bit more, just if you need some context, if you do not understand what I'm saying, or if you just have not watched the video yourself. So Lily Phillps, she is an OnlyFans star who is 23 years old, and she has made about like £2 million thanks to the platform, but she probably has doubled her earnings now that there is more attention on her after she completed the stunt. And since guys already sexualized her, she said that she might as well profit off of it in the documentary. If the money was not involved, would you do it? So like, it's okay to be honest and be like, yeah, I don't like doing it, but the money's great, cool. But I don't believe that she actually likes doing this. Anyway, so she has a whole team behind her. She has an assistant. They also had security at the Airbnb where they did this stunt. And you know what's crazy? Her assistant literally said in the documentary that, oh my God, I can't believe we were gonna do this without security. Security has been so helpful. How are you guys gonna invite 100 men into an Airbnb? Mind you, these men were like sitting on a couch like they were waiting for the doctor to call them in. Anyways, the assistant too is a woman. So how are you guys gonna have 100 men in an Airbnb with no security? That could have gotten so dangerous so quickly. Anyway, so even though she had a whole team behind her, there's a lot of important things that did slip through the cracks, and they're very concerning. For one, all of the guys who submitted an application to sleep with her, they had to get an STI test and then screenshot it to send it as proof. The thing is that it is so easy to fake an STI test. They had no way to verify it. And also a point that Lily mentioned herself in the documentary, she said that what if the guys get an STI test on Monday and it comes back negative, but let's say from Monday to Friday they sleep with a bunch of women, they're not required to get another STI test. So even though they are clean when they get the test, what's to say that they're going to be clean when they end up sleeping with her? She pointed this out herself, but did not provide a solution on how to fix that. Another issue too is that they did not do any criminal checks on the guys who submitted applications to be there. What if one of the guys has like a history of assaulting women, being aggressive, and you're inviting him into the Airbnb and you're inviting him to get intimate with you? When she mentioned that, I was pretty frustrated because clearly this is a very irresponsible thing to do, but it still happened regardless. Another issue as well was that when it was closer to the date when she was supposed to do the stunt, a lot of guys started canceling last minute. Her and her team, they were scrambling to get people to fill in for the people who canceled. And because it was so last minute, I think it was either the night before, 2 nights before, whatever, there was no plan on how to make sure these guys get STI test. You cannot get an STI test in 2.5 seconds. I highly doubt that there was any questions about, are you clean? Are you this? Are you whatever? Like, even if there was, I'm sure they faked it. This is just so negligent, and who knows if she contracted something, because fluids were exchanged. They had protection, but it was not on throughout the whole time. And on top of that, this was so surprising to me and just very concerning, because I feel like this is something that if you are in this industry, you should already know. And she did not know that if a guy finishes in your mouth, that you can contract HIV. It's a low chance, but it's still a possibility. If you're gonna be in this industry, you need to know that. She did not think this through, and a lot of people I saw on Twitter were talking about how her team or whatever like did not really care about her mental well-being because they were making money off of her. But yeah, guys flew from around the world to sleep with her, which was interesting to me. One guy spent £800 because he came from Switzerland to sleep with her for 5 minutes. I don't even know what to say to that. So when she completed her stunt, she started crying and she broke down. She said that she was crying because she was upset that she couldn't give all of the guys a good time. Like, all of them couldn't finish. They all had 5 minutes with her, and some guys had less than 5 minutes just because I guess they were running behind schedule. That's really sad that she felt that way, but I saw this tweet on Twitter that I want to read because I feel the same way. I just watched Joshua's documentary on OF star Lily Phillps sleeping with 100 men in a day challenge, and the way this absolutely broke my heart. She didn't think this through at all. She wasn't even aware of how HIV is transferred. This has to be some sort of self-harm. The way she kept insisting she wanted it, but her body showed complete opposite signs of it. When she burst out crying after, she tried to excuse it by saying, I was worried if the guys were having a good time. She disassociated from most of it and forgot almost all of it. Those are clear signs of trauma. None of this is normal. It is pushed to the absolute extreme. And now she's talking about sleeping with 1,000 men in a single day. I'm all for supporting sex workers, but her parents need to sit her down and get to the bottom of these extreme choices. Even though she was upset by the end of it, she did say that she is gonna take on a new challenge by sleeping with 1,000 men in one day. And the crazy part too is that she spent the whole day sleeping with these guys, but she said she could only remember 5 to 10 guys. That's called disassociating. It is a trauma response. It's upsetting to see the guys take advantage of her, to see her staff support her. Your mental sanity cannot be worth public attention or money on OnlyFans. It can't. I don't believe for a second that she did this because she actually wants to do it, but there's a lot of reasons why she may have done this. I'm not really sure. And a lot of women are already raised with the idea of always looking good for men, always pleasing men. So I don't know if it's one of those type of things, but I just hope someone can actually sit her down and talk to her and be like, hey, I hope that she doesn't go through with that challenge of sleeping with 1,000 men in one day. Of course, not every creator on OnlyFans is doing what Lily is doing. This is definitely extreme, but these type of stories are the crazy ones and they get a lot of attention, a lot of coverage, which in turn can make other creators on the platform feel like they have to go the extra mile or push their own boundaries to be successful on the platform. Because I am sure that Lily has definitely gotten more subscribers, more money, and more attention from doing the stunts. And that's why she's doing the 1,000 men in one day stunt. Something that I want you to remember is that only a small percentage of people are making a lot of money on these platforms. The constant pressure to produce content, to meet fan expectations, and to maintain a public persona can lead to burnout, anxiety, and depression. And additionally, creators often face online harassment, trolling, and body shaming as well. The narrative that OnlyFans empowers women is often oversimplified. While it can provide financial independence for some, it's important to consider the broader context. True empowerment involves having a diverse range of opportunities and experiences and choices. It means challenging traditional gender roles and societal expectations. While OnlyFans can be a viable option for some, it should not be the only or the primary path to success for women. I'm conflicted because I don't want to be too harsh on the women who are on the platform, because for some it can just be a last resort. But at the same time too, the risks do not outweigh the benefits in my opinion. And it's not just about the money. It's about a generation that's being sold the idea that your worth is tied to how much of yourself you can sell. But my question is, what happens when the world decides that you're no longer valuable? We deserve options that do not force us to trade our privacy for prosperity. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to start asking the hard questions about what we value, what we're building, and what we're leaving behind. Okay, so thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. It was a tough one. It was pretty heavy. We talked about a lot. I'm a little bit exhausted, but it had to be done. Don't forget to check out my other videos that are similar to this topic. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, where we can kiki it up there and talk more. And you can also be part of future polls and be in a video. And I will see you very soon. I might see you next year. This might be my last video of the year. So thank you so much for making 2024 an amazing year. And I'll see you next year or soon. Bye.